Welcome and good day, SketchGDX game developers. Today is going to be the fun part of our game development process, which is actually drawing images on the screen. So let's jump in and start drawing some images. So drawing images on a screen is the big aspect of any graphics part of a game. So this part's going to actually cover how to do so using what is called a texture. So a texture is just something that libGDX utilizes to actually draw any of the images on screen, but you don't need to worry about the deep diving into what everything is doing because I have made SketchGDX and custom blocks and blocks for you guys to actually just drag and drop and start doing so fairly easily while understanding how to do so. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on the three dots on the top right hand side. We're going to click image. We're going to select an image by clicking the plus icon. We're going to click the little red image looking picture here to select an image. And then you're going to just pick an image that you want to actually import. As you can see, I have a lot of them. And I'm going to click this pizza image. Now you can enter the image name if you want to change the name of that. I don't want it to be Food 1 Pizza. I want it to be Pizza Drip. Just Pizza Drip. So you don't need to put the extension here either, so leave that alone. Don't worry about the .png or anything like that. Just name it whatever you want to name it, and then click save. Now there's your images. You can load as many images as you want. You can delete images if you want by long pressing, clicking the delete button, but we're not going to delete them because we want to keep that in here. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add two components. One component is going to be the texture. So the texture, so this is going to be my pizza. And then the next component is going to be called a sprite batch. A sprite batch is what handles actually drawing the images on the screen. And you can see it right here. It's called sprite batch. It's got the three little pencils. And we're just going to name it S batch. So that component, I'm going to show you how to use it in a second, is used to actually just draw any images or any textures on the screen and any animations or anything like that. So I have made blocks that are easy to understand to actually do that. The very first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our show now. We're going to go down to our graphics blocks. I tried to put these all in order so that you can understand where everything is. And you're going to grab this set texture path. You're going to grab this blue block called texture. Now don't grab the block that is the texture. It's basically called a texture array. Leave that alone for now. We're just grabbing the one that says get texture. And then we're going to get the pizza texture. We're going to drag that into here, into that little white empty spot. And then you're going to click that drop down to search for that pizza drip block. And that is it. Now you're going to go down to where we want to find sprite batch, which is right here. Sprite batch, like I said, it's the utilization of actually drawing the images on screen. So you're going to click the drop down for that and then search for your sprite batch. And make sure you initialize that in the show as well. And the show method is just basically when the screen has been shown, it's going to handle all this stuff first and then handle everything else. Now we're going to go back again, and you're going to go into the render class. I'm going to click save for a second just so that I save everything. And you're going to go into the render method, which is right here, not the render class. I know I said class. And this is where we're going to render everything on the screen. Everything includes updating our game, includes handling touching, so when the user touches the screen, everything. This is where we render everything. So there's going to be a lot of organization later on to actually handle all this stuff, to make it easy to follow where you are when you are making a game. So now we're going to click on the little puzzle icon on the bottom right hand side. We're going to go to graphics. We're going to go all the way down to where it says sprite batch. Now this block is extremely important. This block is going to help with rendering images on the screen. Now this red, green, blue, this is just basically setting a background color of your game. So if you wanted your game background color to be red and you want the alpha always to be 1, you can do that and leave it that way. So you want to put the 1 in there, and then if you want it to be blue, you can do blue, and then you can mess around with these colors however you want, but I'm just going to do 1 for red just to show you it working. Pretty straightforward. Now we're going to grab this sprite batch seed style block called draw begin and end. You're going to select that S batch, which is just your component. You're going to drag it and drop it below this puzzle piece right here. And then you're going to look for the block that says begin draw texture. Now we're going to grab the S batch right here. We're going to drag that up there inside that C block. we're going to grab this texture block called My Pizza. We're going to drag it into this empty square or rectangle space right there. And then you're going to see a couple things that might be a little bit confusing. So scaled width and scaled height, that's just going to actually set the size of that image. So whatever size you want it to be in pixels. And then the position X and Y. Now the position X and Y for libGDX start at the bottom left-hand corner and go upwards. So if I were to go up this way on my screen, I know it's just dragging the screen. That means that I'm going in a positive direction. And if I'm going right on the screen for the X value, that's a positive direction as well. So if I wanted this image to be a scale of 500, so I have this scaled at 500 by 500, and I want to put my image at position maybe 1000 on the screen. Not 1008, just 1000. And position Y is going to be 1000 as well. My image should be maybe somewhere up here. I don't really know exactly, but somewhere up here on the screen. So let's click save, let's click run, and then see this image on the screen really quick. And yeah, it's going to be off the screen because my screen's display is more than 1000. But there you go, there's the red in the background as well. Let's change this to 250. Let's just go there. And there's our pizza image, drawing on the screen with the red background. Very straightforward, pretty easy. Next, we're going to work with background music, because that is another aspect of a game that makes a game a game. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for using SketchGDX, modified by me, MisterDNEH. And again, if you want to follow the blog to actually just see the worded section or the worded type style tutorial, then go ahead and do so. Link in the description below. See you there. Bye-bye.